Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, everybody, to Landscaping to the Point. We are now live and we are kicking. So, thank you. Josh is not on today yet.
Not yet. You'll be on
Not
a
yet.
little bit.
Not yet. He's somewhere out and about with his flip phone. So he's sending me texts right now. Sorry, guys. But JC, thank you for being on. It is going to be a great day. Thanks everybody that's watching. We see you guys over on Instagram, and we're going to have a great time. So welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about some really fun stuff, but there was something I wanted to wait until we get on here. I guess everybody can see the topic that we're talking about, and
I just wrote it.
the Tawh Green edition. So we're gonna have some fun with that. Hopefully, I've seen a lot of things going on with that lately, and it seems like it's all everywhere. But knowing Josh, he's probably not even seen it or heard of it. So we're gonna wait till he comes on and see what he's going on. But
so he sends us these videos like of him walking his dog, and they literally come in like he took him on a flip phone in 2003.
I know it's so weird. I don't know where he got this phone, and if he's got like a new phone and it's some kind of weird thing, it's just odd like that it's giving that type of video out to everybody. I don't get it myself.
Yeah.
Oh, it's yeah. I tell you what, I don't know how he's getting that kind of videos, but
Well,
yeah.
I recently, I've been carrying my phone without a case for like months.
Okay.
I got sick of carrying a case. I don't know, but anyways, I finally cracked it a little bit. And it didn't even fall like a lot. It just kind of like slid on the floor. I'm like, oh man, it still works. So
yeah. Oh yeah. It's one of those things. Like I got a case for mine, and I think I always drop mine like crazy. Everything I do, and so I cracked the camera because there's on the case there's no thing that covers up the camera lens. So out of one of my lenses, it's cracked. So it still does video and everything, but it's just not as clear as what it should be because of the cracked lens. And I'm like, really? I called to see about the warranty because I have warranty on it and everything. And they said, oh, well, it's $250 for a new phone still to get replaced. And I'm like, why am I paying for the warranty $50 a month? It's like,
I used to be so into like getting the latest phone whenever it came out. Like every year I'd upgrade my phone, and now as I've gotten older, like I still have an iPhone 11, which to me it works perfectly fine, and I don't care about the new stuff. I don't know if it's just me because I've gotten older and kind of got off of that, or I mean, do people still do that? Is there people that still get the latest and greatest iPhone like every year that it comes out?
there is a lot of people that do. A lot of people I know, like you, me, a couple other ones. I think it's like we get a phone and it's like you're going to keep that phone till it's the last time you can charge it, the last time you can do anything with it. And it's like, a lot of people I know don't change out as much as like they should. But yeah, I'm not that type either that want to go in and just buy,
Yeah, because I hate like they always make you change your plan whenever you get a new phone or a new upgrade. Whenever they give you an offer, like right now, I have Apple Music for free, and I've had that for like the last 4 years.
Right.
And I know that if I go in and try to get a new phone or try to upgrade to a new phone, they're going to completely change my plan. And I don't know how they do that, but yeah, mine doesn't. Sometimes it has its flaws, but every now and then I got to give it the old hawk tour.
Yeah.
And make it work.
No, I gotta spit. I gotta kind of like almost spit in mine just to get plugged to work, and to charge. It's kind of funny sometimes when you're like, okay, I gotta blow in this little hole to get the dust out of it, because it's like what it won't charge forever. Yeah,
dude, how crazy is it that like how something could become so viral? Like,
dude, it's just amazing how fast it just went viral. And like
the first person who posts that post, what like obviously they're not. They might have a small following, right? So let's say you have like 200 friends and you post a video, and then now like the whole world sees it. Like how does it? How did it catch on fire so quick?
I don't know. I mean, I know Pablo's on there, and Pablo is watching us on Instagram, but he's had a lot of stuff go really big too. And I think it's just because it's something that people weren't thinking of right away, maybe. You know, that it's just it amazed people, and it's just, I mean, there's so many videos on top of that, the memes, the people using it in their videos left and right. I mean, it's just amazing how fast it's growing, and it's just continuously she's getting tons and tons more videos off of it.
Like, is she making money off of that?
From what I've gathered because I've been watching little things and I've been hearing stuff that she has actually got some kind of deal with the merchandise for it from some company, but that's as far as I know of about it. So I mean, her video's going out there and she's getting money off of that, but I also heard that she lost her job because she used to be a teacher. So she lost her job because of it. So I don't know if she's got another deal somewhere else or somebody else is probably going to come to her, but it's so short-lived. How long before it's out of the whole situation of like, hey, you know, that's it.
Yeah, and like how long before you realize that it's become viral, and who's the person that goes out to try to find who that person is? Like, is it like if a video of you becomes viral, are you like, how do you put the word out to say, hey, that's me? Like, if you only have like 200 followers,
right?
You know. But I guess you could like tag yourself in one of those and like and see if people like click the tag and realize that it's the same. I don't know. It's the internet is kind of crazy.
Oh, it is.
But yeah, it's like, man, like how sometimes they probably don't reach out to some of the people that make viral videos, the original ones, you know.
I don't know. I mean, you got to tag. I'm assuming she got tagged on the first video. So I mean, and if not, if she didn't get tagged on it, I mean, that kind of sucks for her too, because I mean, she probably would have got a crap load of followers if she didn't get tagged on it. You know,
we should get her on the podcast.
Yeah. Why not? Right. So if you're listening and you know who the Hawk 2 girl Hannah is, definitely have Hannah reach out to us. We'd like to get her on the podcast and ask her some questions.
She may or may not be at the Equip Expo.
Yeah. She comes to Equip Expo spitting on stuff. Pablo says it was one of those interviews on the street by a bunch of clubs. So yeah, I've seen those before where they, you know, people come up and at random ask questions and stuff, and I think that's what it was. But yeah, I seen one the other day. Dude was doing. He kind of used her in it in one of his videos, and he got like 70,000 views off of it. And he had it to where he was digging a hole, and he was like, "When you get hot, you need to Hawk 2 on it." And then like somebody just took a bucket of water and splashed it on him afterwards after she said it. I was like, really, dude? That's pretty funny as heck.
Now are they making money off of her?
Right. I mean, that's there. You got to think about it. How many people are probably making tons of money off of her, getting tons of views because they're using her as part of that video?
And even like big companies are using that. I think Petromax, I saw on their post on Instagram, Petromax was using something like that where they had like her in the video and stuff, and they were using like a spray bottle or whatever, a sprayer.
Right. Jeez. I'm wondering, like, you got to remember so are you liable to give her money back for that?
I don't know.
That's the funny thing nowadays.
I don't think so, because I think like you're allowed to take videos of people.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know, man.
She had to consent to it. I mean, they probably asked her to consent to make it, you know, a question or something like that. So, I mean, she consented to that first video. So it's now it's like, yeah, it's fair game for everybody. Correct?
I don't know. I don't know when it comes to the making monies, but making money off of it. But if you take like a video that you monetize, you know, I don't know. I know anybody could take a video of anybody that they want. Like it's if I take a picture of you, that picture belongs to me, even though it's a picture of you.
Right.
But and I know a lot of people don't get that concept, but legally, you can't. That you're the photographer is the owner of that picture. Now, as far as disseminating it and making money off of it, I don't really understand that legal aspect portion of it. Proceeds must have to go to that person. But
Yeah.
like if McDonald's uses a video of you and they're making money off of it, then you probably have a case to say like, yeah, McDonald's, you owe me money off the proceeds of the video that you're using of me.
Right. I mean, there has to be some kind of way. I mean, if part of the UAG, we consented to them taking videos of us. So I'm assuming like there's got to be something in there, like she signed off on it, so she's pretty much out from any money they make on it originally. I mean, if they make money off of it, but she can make money off it any other way. Josh, would you make money off of her?
Yeah. So I was listening backstage, waiting to come in, and it is legal because if they ask her to do an interview and they have it on video that they asked her, they don't have written permission, but they have verbal permission and they have it recorded. I think what's going to happen is she's going to copyright the saying or whatever she does, or put a cease and desist on herself, on her face, and then she'll be able to collect like royalties and stuff. But that's kind of hard, man, because like you guys are saying, it's like how many people have turned into a memes and didn't make money specifically off the memes, but got some sort of like sponsorship. Like that girl's gonna have sponsorships galore. Dude, look at the girl. I don't know if you guys watch hockey. There was a girl at the Oilers game with the Stanley Cup that flashed the crowd. She got a contract with Playboy.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So like, you're not gonna tell me like that girl is kind of funny with like the punchlines. I'm sure they'll do something, and she'll have like 15 minutes of fame. Hopefully she gets a good band off it or something. You know what I mean? She makes a token, but who knows?
Right.
Yeah. See, now if a guy did that,
I'd be in jail. I'd be in jail. Yeah. I'd be a registered sex offender by the time I'm done. Yeah. And that was actually a debate where it was like, you reward this woman for essentially like sexual profanity, and like if a guy with his dick out and was like, hey, look, like you'd be jumped by 50 guys and like, Salem witch trial all over again.
I mean, I wouldn't jump on a dude that has his thing out,
Depends on the day of the week.
Normal, yeah. Pablo says, I believe it went big when someone did a template on CapCut. Yeah, I think it did. I mean, it went big all over the place. I think just right off the bat, it went huge.
Give Pablo the link. Get him on here.
I know. Pablo, you need to get on, dude. Red Rock Maintenance says she should be a millionaire after all the exposure. I think so. I mean, she should
I think she's gonna make a chunk of change off this, man. I really am. Like I saw some link that she was being picked up by a management company, and that's what I mean. So the management company will probably like to big influencers or streamers or whatnot will probably send like cease and desist letters, unless there's some sort of royalty paid out on it. So.
I mean,
but how long will it last? That's the thing.
It'll burn out. That shit'll fizzle out in like a month. Anything.
Then she'll go
by the time everything's all said and done, and it's she's got some money starting to come in, and it's like, oh, boom, it's gone. It's off the Instagram, it's off everybody using it, and then boom, she's.
Think about it. You remember ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
The lady was being interviewed with the fire. Yeah. That was like that last. I mean, that probably went for about a year, and then she's completely gone.
Until the next person comes up with a viral video.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's like a one-hit wonder in the music world,
Yeah, them don't last that long.
It's on the computer.
So, what's going on with you, Josh? You had to walk your dog.
What's up with your phone?
We want to know why you got a flip phone from the 80s still.
I thought it was the 2000s. That's what Jensen was saying. The 80s were the big ass, the VCR, right?
Yeah.
The phones.
I like flip phones. I'm an off the grid. I'm a doomsday baby, so that way I can't be tracked by the man. I can snap that bitch in half.
He has one of those elderly jitterbugs.
Yeah.
With the big buttons.
I got my safe link too. I just don't wear it on the podcast. No, what's up? I don't know, dude. Like it's.
I'm gonna show you. It literally comes up like.
It looks like it's so old, dude. It looks like an old camera, dude.
Like 1/4 of the screen.
I don't know why I had, because you know what? I record like that. Is that not how you're supposed to record?
It's like 2 megapixels.
Well, like I'm a type of person, like, so my phone's paid off, right? The iPhone's paid off. It's probably like a 10 or 11. I refuse to get into another $1,000 contract for a fucking phone when I got one that works fine. So the camera's probably busted up and scratched up, and who knows? No memory in it or whatever. But I'm cheap and I refuse to buy phones.
Yeah, I think we all are that way. I mean, I don't know how many other people out there that are watching or listening
11
actually have the same old phone. Pablo
I
said,
know a lot of people. They
using
run out
the
and
Nokia.
they renew that lease, you know, and that's crazy. Another $50 a month for a fucking phone.
It's more than that, dude. I mean, if you think about it, you're just nonstop paying for it.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was telling JC, it's like I just use it till I can't use it no more. You know, just till it's about ready to fall apart or something, like, and it's not upgrading or whatever. You know, so
then you hawk to it.
Yeah, just keep going.
Fix that thing up.
That's just gonna go out forever, probably.
Do any of you guys do that with your mowers?
Oh,
you hold on to that last bit of mowing power.
Yes, I do. I think I just got rid of one. Actually, one of my buddies took off of it, but it was just I kept it till the last bit of energy it had left in the motor, and the motor took off and shot through it, and it was like, okay, yep. But he took it, and he's gonna put a new motor on it, and it's like I had it for years. It's like one of those things that you keep the mowers around and just keep putting money into them, you know, because think about it, you know, a payment for a mower is. I think I just looked at a new one because I'm looking to get a new one. And Josh would attest to it, but man, payments are like $200, $300, $400 a month, like anymore. You know, it's like what? Like, come on, like.
But I feel like for me personally, I see the difference in that, right? A phone versus like a mower. Like a mower is making you money, right? And you can easily have the argument, yeah, like new shit breaks down. It does. You know, I got brand new skid steers that broke down in the middle of a snowstorm, and you know, nothing I could do about it. They're electronic. But on a mower, it is nice, the peace of mind where, like, and listen, I still have older mowers. I started with like a 1989 Snapper Pro, you know, so it's like, it's the peace of mind knowing that you're going to go out and do 10, 15 lawns a day, and that mower is going to start every single time. And you're not going to have the issues you would have with an older mower if you have the means for it. And I hear you say sometimes it's like, all right, you could take that $200-$300 a month and throw that towards a mortgage payment, or throw it into a retirement fund, or just save it for a vacation. So, you know, I see that up and down. Whereas the phone and even a car, you know, I drive a 2006 or 2007 for my own personal car. You know, I don't want to have a lease with something that depreciates and it's not making me money. But my trucks and my equipment and my company, I don't mind spending money on. You know, I still buy you shit. You know, I'll buy a piece of shit and try to fix it up.
Okay, so going on that, would you buy a used crap truck over a brand new one?
I mean,
I don't know about a crap truck. I'd buy a used truck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let's say one that's, you know, it's in good, kind of decent shape. You know, has a lot. Let's say it has 150,000 miles, but
Absolutely.
you know, it's
Absolutely.
you know, got good tires, good, you know, everything else.
Absolutely, you know? I have no problem doing it. And you know, I would expect it whenever I buy something used. I expect it. I'm like, so if it's 10 grand, I'm looking at it as it's going to cost me, you know, probably 16 grand over the course of 3 years, you know, with repairs, brakes, exhaust, shit like that. And I price that against a brand new one where you might have a breakdown that's under warranty and, you know, not as much. So I have to weigh my options. Like obviously during, you know, the 3 years of COVID, the used truck market was insane. Like the price of the used truck was almost touching a new one because there weren't many new trucks. But I think now that, you know, the economy is coming to a halt with the election year and just the cost of living and everything, I think that you're going to start seeing new truck prices come down in the used market. You can already see the used markets coming down. You know, those guys that have a 98, you know, K1500 for 30 grand listed, they're going to realize it's a $3,000 truck.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I see the value in a used truck, you know, but I also see the value of the peace of mind of having something brand new that maybe you have a $600 to $800 month payment, but you know it's going to start every morning. If you plow snow, you know it's going to start every snowstorm. And I know no shit breaks and it can happen, but it's less likely to happen with something brand new. And that's how I look. That's going to make you money. It depreciates, yes, but you're spending money on a 60, let's call it a $40 to $60,000 brand new truck. As long as you are running your numbers right and you're watching what's spent on that truck, that's going to make you money. Even at a higher interest rate, it's going to make you money.
Right.
But a used truck can make you the same thing. Listen, when I started out, most of my trucks were OBS body Fords, 250s and 350s, 7.3s, and the 5.8s that I was buying for no more than $3,000 a piece. And they were shit boxes, but they got the job done. They plowed for me. I wouldn't do what I'm doing now with those trucks plowing. But I'm going to be honest with you, I still look at some shit box in the back end to have as backup trucks on plow sites. So if I find a $5,000 truck that's a piece of shit, but I know I can keep it on a lot without a plate, I'll go for it.
Right.
I will say the only thing, and I'm cocky on this, I bought a lot of used equipment, a lot, and I've never struck out on the used equipment. It's always made me tenfold at least. I've lost on at least 4 trucks that I purchased used.
Yeah, it's kind of hit and miss, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just no matter like what you said. I mean, no matter the end of the day, it's going to make you money. No matter which way you buy it used, or if you buy it new, it's like when you buy it used, it's like how long do you have with that? That's what you gotta figure out. And it's like I think like you said, it runs down to your numbers. If you got your numbers correct and you know everything that where you're at, do you want to put the money into a brand new vehicle that you have that peace of mind, or the piece of equipment that's brand new and you can know, like you said, it's going to start every day? Or do you want to just take that chance of like, hey, I'm going to buy this used. I know might have to put more money into it down the road, but I'm going to save money in the beginning, maybe. It's one of those things. Huh. Now, would you do that with you said your skid skids, you pretty much put the money into brand new ones and all that?
I still have my old ones, but yeah, brand new. I like the idea of the peace of mind.
Right. I mean, with you doing bigger spots like that with your snow, I mean, yeah.
And I will tell you, like the skid steer market, the used skid steer market is high right now. Like, right. I mean, you'll see, 2008s for like $25,000, $30,000. They're in fair condition, but that's hard because if they've had a hard life and maybe they're low hours, but they've been beat on, you never know what you're getting into. My first one was a 2001 New Holland LS 170, which you still have. And the only thing that I've had to do to that were maintenance, tires, and the only repair was like a hydraulic line and an oil change pressure sensor, which was like $20 in 5 minutes to put in. So like you can never go wrong with old iron. I mean, dude, one of my loaders I had was a 1977 Ford A64, and the thing was a dinosaur. It was loud, but it started and went. There were no bells and whistles or anything. It was mechanical drive, so you're hitting the accelerator while you're trying to lift into a pile, but it made ridiculous amounts of money, and it did it until I can go. I mean, now I have a 18 STLG 938, and I have the John Deere TC 544, my skids, and my trucks. And right. the loaders are used just because right now I don't want a $250,000 loader payment. You know what I mean? For something that I'm only using 6 months out of the year.
So do you think, okay, when it comes to that, let's say you get a couple big places, and is it better to buy that piece of equipment used or new when you got like some big, huge properties like that?
So it depends. So the loaders could be anywhere from $105,000 to $300,000, depending on what you want. And obviously dealer support's a big thing. Right. On the higher side of that, you're talking John Deere, Caterpillar, Kubota, Malloran, STLG, King Kong, or whatever the hell that brand is, the Lim Kong, and the Chinese brands. Granted, those are usually engines that are built or based off Caterpillar's, engineering. But there's no dealers, so it's hard. Yeah, like you may have seen, and you'll see it closer to Halloween. Damn Strong Loaders on Facebook. They advertise a mini loader with forks in a bucket for $60,000. It's probably around $70,000 right now with inflation. Great, and it'll do the job. But after 3 years, the things will start falling apart. But again, your numbers, you depreciate that based off your accounts and your business. For me, it depends on the type of account. If this is $1 million account, I'm probably going to go with multi-year. I'm going to try to finance something new from Cat. A little smaller, I'll buy used if I know I got something that's clean. I can tell it's clean. my mechanic goes out and gives me the thumbs up and the price is right. Obviously, I'm always going to haggle.
Right.
The other option with that too, which I'm going to utilize a lot this year, is subcontracting guys with new equipment. So rather than me having to have the $3,000 a month payment, it's nice to have, hey, maybe a small guarantee and then your hourly rate for a guy that now has to deal with his own maintenance, his own repairs, show up, make sure his guy's there to plow, and go.
Right. No, okay, let's say you go with somebody that's a contractor that has some used equipment. If something happened on your own property, would you help him out if he didn't have the cash to do that? Or would you be like, no, I really don't want to use you no more?
Use him because like something happened. He couldn't. Yeah, I would help him out. I mean, listen, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like, no one's ever helped me out in my life, like as far as contractor to contractor. So if I hire a guy that's, showing up and he's trying to make money and, a hose blows on him or something happens, he doesn't have the cash flow. I mean, the guy's working for me for probably, $200 an hour. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. As long as he's helping you out. I get that. I mean, I think that's one of the parts of the green industry we all are. We all kind of help each other out. I mean, as much as we can, especially if they're making you money, why not, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the idea. You help each other out.
We got to work on Josh. This is my goal for 2024 is to get Josh a viral video.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't do it on his 2 megapixel flip phone, but we're gonna have to
get a new phone. You're gonna have to upgrade, Josh. Sorry.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
I mean, your videos when they come on, Instagram and that are pretty good. I mean, it's just your videos when you send them to us, suck.
I don't know. I honestly don't know why. All I did was record that, and on my phone it looks fine.
I don't know when you sent it to us, dude. I'm like, where is this phone? Because this is not the phone he shoots his videos on.
It's like YouTube's very first video when we see it. Like the first video that was ever uploaded on YouTube. That's the format that Josh sends us videos.
It's like a 1980s MTV video. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like what's funny? As far as even photography, sometimes I suck with the photography, but I go through these spurts of creativity, artistic creativity. And if you go to Instagram and you look up sneak_Tuesdays,
right.
All my photography from over the years is there with basically all just taken off this phone, and you wouldn't believe that I did it. That's the funny thing. And then you get the video like that, or you get, what my wife loves is I'll take the picture and you have one of these while I'm taking the picture, the finger over the fucking.
Yeah. Nice. So how's it? I mean, work wise, I heard it's raining there by you guys. So is that putting you guys both behind on stuff? I know, JC, you don't have much that you're doing anymore, but is it putting you behind on something you're doing?
It's starting to come out now, but it's
it's muggy out. But I think not really. I think most of the rain has somewhat been at nighttime, to be honest with you. Maybe a few daytime storms, but it hasn't really. I haven't really had any rain days, I don't think.
That's year. Good. I mean, that's real good, dude. I mean, as long as it ain't pushing you guys behind. I mean, I think this week we had our first rain day that actually put us to where we took off afterwards. We had 2 days. There was rain back to back, and the first day, I think we had 3 hours worth of rain, so we just sat it out and then went back out and got pretty much most of the list done. And then the next day, we got 2 hours in and then it downpoured. So we just called it.
This is kind of the crunch now. It's the July 1st is tomorrow. So 4th of July is kind of all right, now that's your halfway point for the season, boys. Essentially your mulch and your cleanups and stuff are done. Now you're hopefully working on your projects or catching up on the ass into that stuff. So
why would you be done with mulch? I mean, there's mulch that can be done year round, I think.
How many people are actually calling you after July asking for mulch installs?
I still got 5 to go, and they know that.
You got 5 to go that was booked prior to
right. No. I've always done these. Well, 3 of them I've always done later in July. Now, one, he likes it done late because of the cottonwood that falls off the trees. He doesn't want it on his mulch. He wants his mulch to look good as long as he can. So, I don't see a problem with doing it later. I mean, Why
No,
not?
I mean, there's not a problem with it, but up here, in particular, Northeast, like that shit's usually down by Mother's Day. You know, you're aiming to have it down by Mother's Day, you know, or like Father's Day at the latest. But I've never really gotten a ton of calls. I mean, you'll have projects where we'll add it and stuff. You know, I still have most of the ad, but
I might lay down some in my property next weekend.
Go up to the yard. I got black mulch up there you can grab.
Yeah. I got free mulch. You just got to come all the way here, JC. I won't charge you for it. You're going to have a long trip, you know.
You want to know something crazy? Think about it. 3 months, 12 weeks. You're going into winter mode. You're going into snow mode. That's fucking crazy.
Why would you say that? Seriously. Like,
because I have to. I'm a snow contractor. Like
I know.
This is the time of year. Like right now, I'm getting out of landscape mode. Like I'm still in it, obviously, but like 50% of me is already in snow mode. Where like I'm starting to budget and plan and call who, you know, pricing my edges, pricing my contractors, trying to get RFPs out. Still trying to get paid from some snow from last year before I renew some certain people. But
right.
Yeah, this is the time of year for me with on the commercial industrial stuff. I got to start hitting the ground.
Wow. So, okay. Now, don't you feel like isn't it hard to figure out your pricing on salt and that right now? I mean, it's July.
Yes and no. So this year was actually a little bit easier because I called a couple of vendors direct. So
okay.
The trucking companies direct from the port, and I already got my pricing and my trucking, my freight and everything. So that wasn't too bad. And usually I'm kind of loose with that price just in case it changes last minute. When I was doing more middleman stuff, it was hard because they didn't know. They were calling. They were waiting to see, like, out of 12 vendors who was going to be the cheapest and go that way. So I said, fuck it. Same thing with the mulch, so just go direct. I mean, I still buy from my middleman, just to keep that relationship alive. And obviously, I support small business, so I'll still do, small margin of salt there. But no, for the most part, I've got my number set with salt, and obviously, I have a little bit of a buffer there to protect me just in case.
Nice. So Travis Cummings in Orlando says that they're getting rain every day right now, and that they cut 11 months out of the year. How do you feel about that? I mean, would you rather go Florida or would you rather stay up in where you're at in Massachusetts and do snow?
I'm just gonna go Florida.
I think I go to Florida too. But man, those guys, like, I went down to Disney years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And where we stayed in like this private estate area, and I'm watching the landscapers, and it had literally just like monsooned out like 20 minutes before, and their rainstorms are just ridiculous. Like, you ever go down to Florida in the Orlando area, you'll see like the storm drains, the catch basins are fucking massive. Like, you could roll a body in that.
Right.
And these guys were out literally like 10 minutes after, I'm mowing like it was nothing. And the guys up here would be crying, after like a little tinkle. And like, these guys literally just want to muggy as hell, like lizards crawling around and shit. So like, I don't know. I mean, I'd rather be in the warmth, but I don't know, man. Those guys rough it out.
Yeah. I mean, we're going back to Orlando actually in a couple months, in August, and I think it's interesting, especially at Disney, how they cut everything so early in the morning that you wake up and it's already cut. Like, even where you're staying at these resorts, and it's just like, how the hell is that getting cut while I'm asleep? Like, especially some of the commercial equipment. I mean, that was before when I went back there the last time I was there, that was before battery. So it was like, how the hell are they cutting this shit in the middle of the night?
Do they have like their own landscape, like Disney employees that do the landscaping, or do they subcontract that? I wonder.
They, from when I was there the last time I was there, they all had Disney emblems on their shirts.
Oh. Yes.
And like, you go up and down, because we stayed on resort site, and I know, like, literally down the main road, there was a couple times like the islands, there would be like, crews out there, and it said Disney Parks on their trucks. So I don't know if they subcontracted out, or
they must own it. They must. Yeah,
they got a lot of property down there. I mean, why not?
I'd imagine it'd have to be cheaper to do it in house in the quality control, because if you're subbing it out, to get a contractor that's going to devote that many resources to that park, it'd be full time. and you'd be well over $2 million taking care of that. Whereas if they were to do it in-house, they control the quality control, they have the people, and they appreciate the equipment themselves better than getting, a lowest bidder type deal and the guy doesn't show up or does a hack job,
Right. I mean, well, you think about it, like they got what, 5 parks down there, and I think there's like 11 resorts that they're going to maintain. So I mean, that's a lot there. Why, like you said, to have one contractor trying to maintain all that, I mean, that's a lot to do. Plus they maintain.
I would wonder if like the immediate amusement park landscape areas are done by in-house, and then like maybe like the outskirts, like the train terminals, are done probably by like a subcontractor or something. So stuff not as close to the park would be done by them.
You would think. I mean, you would definitely think. I mean, it's just very interesting how it's all ran down there. It's like,
look, even on commercial stuff up here with snow, I never understood why some of the management companies just don't buy their own equipment and do it themselves. It's fucking cheaper, and then just bill it to the property owner.
Right.
I mean, some of it's thinning the liability, but at the same time, it's like, hey, someone's going to take the hit. Why not?
Right. I see that. I mean, there was one company up here that was a maintenance company that owned a lot of properties, and they actually tried to do that in house and couldn't maintain it and get it just right. So they ended up turning around and sending it back out to contractors. And I think it was just because they didn't have the right people in house that wanted to do it. And it comes down to that. That's where it sometimes can be an issue if you don't hire somebody that has the experience to run it, and that's, they tried and they put a lot of money into equipment. I'll tell you that much. They put a lot of money into equipment to get to that point. And when it came down to at the first year, they were like, no, we're not going to continue this.
You're definitely talking multi-million dollar investment to do it in house.
Yeah. Travis Cummings says they do contract the roadway. So they do contract the company to do the roadways, but they do everything in-house. So yeah, dude, that's just amazing. I mean, I've seen videos where they go into the parks and change out the plants overnight, and it's just amazing how quick they do it. How do you guys feel about selling their contracts? About people selling their contracts, like when they go to sell things? I'm indifferent because I feel like, you can make money on it, but in the long run, if you're selling somebody, like if you're selling a job, let's say Joe could go and decide at that point that he wants to go with another company instead of going with you. I feel like you can't sell that contract. You can sell the equipment and sell the business name, but I don't feel like you can sell the contract because you're not going to get that. And I've seen that happen. A buddy of mine actually used to work for one company, helped build it up. And when he left, he sold his company to this other company. And when he left, all the customers decided that they wanted to go with him to whatever company he was going to. And they went through a big legal battle, and pretty much the insurance company said, dude, we're not paying you anything for it. You're not suing my guy no more.
That's
and the judge was like, well, you can't do nothing about it. It's up to the customer. What do you guys think about that? Do you feel like same thing, or?
It depends. I mean, I try to look at it from a customer perspective, like just like you said. Like I'd want to know, if I hired somebody for years and I know it's the same person coming there, same company coming over and doing it, even though they might have sold the business and kept the name, like there's still you still have to reestablish communication, because there are certain things that the old business owner knew about that particular property and stuff, and now you get new guys on your property doing work, and maybe it's easy, I don't know, but me being the homeowner, I'd probably want to be more selective as to who, or try them out, and then if I want to decide to change. But I mean, do you have to, you guys know better than I do, you have to renew the contract with the customer, or is that contract still valid from the old owner to the new one?
I think you're going to have to get it renewed, I thought. Josh, what's your thoughts on that?
By the business.
By the business?
By the business. So again, if I got a lawn care company that comes here and it's Jensen cutting my lawn,
Right.
And he's doing it for 6 months. And there's guys that do this. They build up their customer base to like 50 customers and then they sell it for like $5,000. Jensen's cut my grass for 6 months. All of a sudden, Scott shows up and says, "Hey, I'm taking over the lawn care, blah, 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 blah. You know, same prices, same thing, blah, blah, blah." I might not care as much as long as you're showing up and you're doing the same job Jensen was doing. But now all of a sudden when you show up and now, you know, billing's different, you know, how I pay is different, terms and conditions are different, you know, your attitude's different, the quality's different. That's what I'm saying. Fuck you. I'm not going to honor no contract. It's a lawn care contract. Right. And you're not going to win it in court because the judge is going to go, "You just wasted hundreds of dollars to come in here for a $50 cut." Right. I think if you buy the business, there's less of an issue where you could say, "Hey, it's under new management," you know, so you buy that name. You know, if you guys listen to the podcast, you know, a year back or 6 months back, I was in the process of buying a snowplow company with commercial contracts. That was one of my biggest issues. The guy wanted some of these contracts were 2-year contracts, and he wanted 1 year of revenue from each contract. That worried me because at that point I have to put the investment of the insurance, the manpower, and the equipment into that 1 year. So I'm making well under what my threshold of profit would be after my salary. So it didn't make sense. And this guy didn't really get the idea that, you know, these companies can drop me at any time. I was buying the whole business, the name, the equipment, all that stuff. So the transition could have been a lot easier. But at the end of the day, like, is it worth going to court for the amount of money that's on that contract if they're not written right, if they're not evaluated by your lawyer? I mean, again, it's all about how things are structured. But I think it's kind of a slimy move. Guys that are kind of brokering these residential accounts, they're building up the accounts to 20, 30, 40 customers and then just dumping them off for a couple of $1,000, you know.
Right. So did you buy the company or no?
No, I couldn't come to a number that I wanted, and I'm not gonna do shit for nothing, you know.
So do you know if he got sold or no?
No, we still go back and forth, and it's kind of on pause now because we went into landscape season. I think we had a decent conversation. It was a civil negotiation. I think he saw where I was coming from. I just couldn't fathom the numbers he was looking at, where it was essentially 50% revenue, where I was coming in more or less. I would do 10% of the value of the contracts. And then I could possibly give you another 5 on the back end based on what they've done. And, you know, I even kind of restructured. I gave an option to restructure where, you know, we could go up to 20% and then possibly do another percentage if they renew the contracts after that time and if they agreed. Now, the purchase and sale wouldn't be final until we went around and these contracts were renewed under new management. Hey, all right.
Everybody's dog's doing this today, so it's all right.
Yeah, he spooked himself. So anyway, everything, obviously the cost of the contract was based off the value of the account. So if someone drops off, I'm not paying for that. Now,
Right.
Hey, knock it off.
They got the viewers got the best of the Boston accent. Hey,
Yeah.
knock it off.
Knock it off, you dang dog. Why you do that?
I can't steal.
See, I'm Northern. I'm sorry. I can't talk that Boston.
See, it sucks. Like, I can't even fake a Boston accent. I'm not, but sometimes it comes out of me naturally. I don't know.
You have it. But anyway, so again, what would suck is that, you know,
He doesn't want you talking about it. Go Hawk 2 on him.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll shut it.
Fucking dog kid.
Yeah, you dog. Yeah. Just stop it.
Yeah. Bring him out in the yard.
Quit barking.
Put him out in the yard.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves. So anyway, what I'm saying, if you shut the fuck up for 2 seconds, you do want to make sure that those customers understand that it is changing management or ownership. Get the renewal. Usually you'll have most of them come back to you for the year, as long as it's not malicious on your part, like you didn't service the account. Like that would be one disclaimer I would put, where I have no problem backing that cost out.
Right.
backing that account out of the contract. If they just drop you because they're like, I hired Jensen, I'm going to pick my own contractor. I'm not going to be given a contractor. Like if you don't show up, you don't cut the grass good, the quality shit, your billing's bad, that's on you. You know, it's more of like a malicious way to do it. But I don't know.
Is it status quo though? Like let's say you bought that snowplowing business, right? And it's your first week going to that new property. Like you let them know under new management or whatever, but do you give them the option to opt out or stay with you, or you just let them figure that out themselves?
For me personally, I need to know that they're renewing their contract with me. Like, so the guy that I was buying it from was pretty good with the contracts and the agreements and how he wrote them up and how things were locked in. It was more or less like a lot of those contracts were 2-year contracts, but they were on the last year. That was my problem. So if I'm paying this guy 50% of the value of the contract, I'm paying you for something that I'm not even making money off next year.
You're not guaranteed to have that business. Yeah.
And that's my problem, where it's like, all right, I think I forget the numbers. I think I had thrown you guys some numbers around, but I forget the numbers of just the contracts. But it was for what I wanted to pay from, it was worth it. At the end of the day, after everything was paid, my salary, after that first year, we would probably be between 8 and 10% profit. That's after every single thing's paid, which isn't bad. For something I'm purchasing. Now, if they renew after that, now that profit margin is peaking up a little bit each year. We're learning them. We already have contracts, big contracts in those areas. But again, where the margin is so slim, it doesn't leave much room for error, especially on brand new accounts where my guys have to learn. The one thing that I was negotiating in that contract is that owner had to train my men, not me training my men. He had to train my men based off the contract he wrote up, how things were done. So he'd have to include that in his contract or his purchase price with me that time it took. Because that's not just a one and done. That's going out and showing them the properties, how he agreed to have them done with the PMs, and also coming out during a storm with me and making sure that they're done up to the par of their customers.
That's perfect. I mean, that definitely puts it in perspective that it's done the right way. And I mean, everybody has their way of doing it. Even if they have the crews that are doing it, they want it to continue at a certain peak. But I feel like certain business owners, when they sell stuff, they just want to get out of it and they don't care what it's gonna, as long as they sell that contracts, they sell the equipment, all that. They don't care how it's going to go after that.
You also want to look for open book. Got to be an open book policy if you're purchasing accounts, because you want to see the money in, money out, and that might be overkill. If you're buying 10 accounts, whatever, fucking spend $1,000 and buy them. It's like marketing dollars. You should be able to get your money back on that with the few most. But if you're buying a large, you want to be able to see the books. You want to see, if you're buying 50 accounts, essentially a mowing route, like a legit professional mowing route, you want to see the books. You want to see who's paid when, the markups. You want to see how much they've gone up in prices over the years with those customers, what the allowables are. You don't want any surprises on the back end either,
Right.
So, I mean, we could do a whole episode based off buying accounts and businesses.
Well,
and stuff.
yeah.
There's a lot of questions. But to answer the question, I would purchase a lawn mowing account, if the number was right for me.
Okay.
So that it'd have to be 5 to 10% of the account.
Right.
Overall account. I know some guys, some old timers that would tell you, nope, we'll pay a percentage of how many people stay on and the business from that year. I would never do that selling the accounts. I would do it on a small scale, no problem. On a larger scale, I'd have to make sure that I saw your books, that I saw your contracts. I will mention the snowplow gig I was trying to buy. 3 of those accounts were national accounts. He didn't own those contracts. Wow. And he had the value of those inside of that contract. That pissed me off a little bit. You don't own those accounts. Those are national managed accounts.
Right.
Those are like just an example. When I say national accounts, I'm talking like K Snow, Ferrandino, Brightview type accounts. Accounts. They weren't those companies. But you don't own those, so you can't sell those to me. You're a subcontractor for a contractor. So you're on a third party. Legally, if you read those contracts, you're not even supposed to subcontract those properties, never mind trying to sell it. So those, I told them, essentially, I'll give you a finder's fee for those. I said, first, they're already marked down 30%. So now I got to pay you 50% of that. What the fuck am I making off those? Plus, I have to put the resources in. So you do want to see the actual agreements or contracts on those mowing accounts or snow plowing accounts before you purchase.
Yeah, I think you should any type of I mean, if you buy in a company that has contracts with their customers, I mean, you're going to want to see that too, and just like if they're renewed or they have a contract for 2-3 years, I mean, you want to see that. I don't think you want to go in blind. I mean, going in blind, you're pretty much going to screw yourself in the long run,
Guys buy these left and right. And I think a lot of guys, like how I just said, if you're talking 10 grand or under, that's a marketing budget for some guys, which is instant work. Because if you don't tell the customer, you're probably going to get 2 or 3 cuts before they realize someone new's cutting their fucking lawn. Or if you're billing monthly, you're going to get that month worth of revenue, which you should be making the money back plus some off what you spent on that.
Right.
So if it's 10%, if you're buying at that 5 to 10% margin. So, I mean, I'd go for it. Yeah. I mean, just make sure you read all your documents and you have proof of everything. That's all. So I'd buy them at the right price. Anything over 10 G's, I'd be analyzing.
Okay. I'll sell you my company.
Show me your papers.
You're coming over. Yeah, I guess you're moving to Ohio. New branch.
Moving to Ohio. I'm not going to be landlocked. Fuck that shit.
I got a lake right by me. Lake Erie.
Ocean, bro. I'll get the ocean.
Oh,
salt water.
If I'm going to go to the ocean, I'm going south.
We're all going to Florida.
Yeah.
Good idea, like
Yeah.
Who's the guy that asked the question? Does he want to sell his company? We'll go 3 ways. Down there.
He's down in Orlando. I don't know. He was just asking. So it's very interesting. So yeah. So yeah, my wife says, you want to wife swap like lawn care companies? You come here and I go there, and I'll take over your business. You take over my business.
You want to pay the taxes we pay up here?
You want to pay my taxes? I mean, I'll let you switch. I mean, we could do
I'll
that.
pay Ohio taxes. I'm sure we're higher than you in Massachusetts. Fuck, we nickname taxes.
It's probably lower. Yeah, it's probably lower. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, I've heard some of your taxes on vehicles and all that. So yeah, probably. I mean,
that'd be a great little reality series.
Yeah. Yeah.
1 week
switching businesses.
We got to get Scott up here. We got to get Scott.
What?
We got to get you up here to Massachusetts.
I'll go up there eventually. I mean, I want to go up there.
Well, you know what? Come up for the BC Irish game. That's a big game up here. Or it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, it would be a nice game. Yeah. Are they playing up? I don't know if they're playing up there. I'll have to look.
But you know what? Yeah, because wait a second. That's when they were that was back when they were Big East, both of them, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, we played Boston College last year. So I think we're playing them again this year.
I thought they played every year.
Yeah, they usually do. I know they've been changing their schedule around a lot this year, in the last couple of years. So I mean, I don't know. They were talking that one of the teams they're going to start playing them again back in 2026. Michigan State. So I think just depends. I mean, it used to be you knew exactly what they were playing and who and when, but now it's like they just keep changing it up. So
yeah,
I mean, you never know any year. Like, I mean, they could have 1 year that they're like, oh yeah, we're playing this schedule, and then you're like, oh, now it's not. Like, what the hell? So.
Well, we'll have you come up. You go to a Red Sox. You can go to an Indians or whatever they call now, Guardians Red Sox game.
Yeah, a Guardians game. I don't want to go to
because they're not the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, why would I want to go up there?
Because it's better than Ohio.
Yeah, see, next year we don't play Boston College. I just looked it up. We don't play Boston College at all next year. No. This year.
So you can go to an Indians game, you can go to a Browns game. I mean, you guys suck in sports. I mean, I don't know what else to fucking give you, dude. What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I mean, we got Detroit Lions. It's closer to me than Cleveland. So.
Michigan, dude. What the fuck? Not Ohio. We got the Buckeyes. Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, but you know how far it is for me to go to the Buckeye game if I was a Buckeye fan? 2.5 hours.
I go to Massachusetts. What is it? 9 hours, 10 hours for you?
Yeah, but see, it's 2 hours for me to go to Notre Dame. See, that's why I stick with Notre Dame. See,
yeah. So you go to a Red Sox game. You come up and you go to a Red Sox game.
Oh, maybe next year.
They play the Reds. You go to Cincinnati fan or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'm gonna come up there and then we'll have to do a live one from your place. That's what we'll do.
There we go.
JC will still be at his house because he doesn't want to come out. But
Yeah, I'll be watching. You guys go to the game. I'll watch it on TV.
There you go.
Social butterfly.
yep. Oh yeah. Yes, you are. Well, this was a great episode, guys. Thank you all for watching and listening, and keep watching us on Spotify, and keep listening to us. Keep watching us here. I don't know why I said watching us on Spotify. Keep watching us here on YouTube, Landscapes by Acme.
What's up, Brandon?
Keep listening to us. Yeah, Brandon the Booker says Red Sox Mariners. That would be a good game. I think so. I think Red Sox would probably lose, but let's.
This year, yeah, the Mariners are actually kicking ass this year. So
Yeah, I think that would be definitely a game to see. Yeah, but thank you guys for listening to us. Thank you, Josh and JC, for being on. Thanks, Josh, for sharing your Nokia phone and your information. Yeah, go
Every
hot
time
on it.
I sneeze now, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go, that's good.
Oh yeah, that would be very interesting. Thanks to our sponsor, Cujo. Thank you everybody for listening and watching, and have a